So, Jake Paul, Timmy fumbles, Still Monster, me, Andres. Guys, welcome back. Make sure to like, sub, and comment. And today we are talking about Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, the press conference. Let's get into it. So, why am I doing this as a live stream instead of a video? Because if they're not going to put effort into their promotion, then why should I put effort into my videos? You know what I'm saying? Because there was a Zoom call. Again, another Zoom call with Jake Paul instead of Tommy Fury this time. And it was terrible. I mean, Jake Paul seems to have the Wi-Fi of McDonald's, the store, and it's like, what is going on here right now? What is going on? So the press conference itself was pretty okay. I liked it better than Jake's solo press conference purely because you had Tommy Fury, Tyson, Big John Fury. They were awesome, and the trash talk from them to Jake was amazing. And I'm just gonna say this right now: any verbal argument, Jake will lose because Tommy and Tyson and John, they are good at this, and Jake's not dealing with any Nissan Gibbs now. They're dealing with the family of awesome trash talking. They're at their prime right now, not at their retired age or whatever, but at their prime. And so I'm expecting Jake to lose any verbal argument between him and Tyson, or Tommy and John Fury won't be there. Obviously, but I do think that it was a better press conference, much more entertaining, vastly entertaining. And you had Big John Fury saying stuff like this to Jake Paul. Dumbass. What? Back to the UK with your smelly shit. What did you say? Listen, now you're swearing now. When Tommy knocks you out, don't you? You're going to bend your girlfriend over and do her like a dog in front of you. Blimey. So I'm telling you. And that was awesome. Like, big up John Fury. I wish that Jake Paul and John Fury were in the same room because he would crumble. Absolutely crumble. And that was very funny. Although it was fun. What's so weird about these UK guys is that they like always say warning contains strong language or whatever, and it's like it's a boxing press conference. They're gonna trash talk to each other. What else do you expect? You know what I mean? And I think that whole interaction was so funny, especially when the guy was like, "Blimey," and Tommy was like, and so I like the banter. It was a fun press conference to watch, and it was more entertaining. And Jake didn't have the ability to get words in. He tried to make a bet with Tommy, which Tommy should not accept. I think these stupid bets are clearly a marketing ploy employed by Jake in order to create hype or whatever. But it's kind of old and it's childish. So that was basically my thoughts on the press conference overall. Not a lot to say, which is why I'm making this live stream and not making a video, because again, I didn't want to go through the whole process of editing and clicking and liking and doing all this stuff because it's not worth it. I also want to thank people for watching my last video on Jake Paul refusing drug testing. I can't talk today. Over 100 views. Thank you so much for that. And the last thing I want to say is that they had a Jake Paul. They had a Jake Paul is a Dasu bus that Tommy drove in on, and it just got me thinking how much better this whole event could have been if this was an in-person thing. Like Showtime and I think professional boxing people don't let crowds come in, but the crowds is what makes the fight. Look back at KSI and Logan Paul, how much the crowd made up the first two press conferences. Like, you needed that energy, that a collectiveness. And imagine if they went to your call where KSI and Logan Paul had their press conference. You had Tommy showing up in that bus, and all the crowd in him were saying, Jake Paul is a Dawson, Jake Paul's a Dawson, and like Jake is watching, and it would have been so much fun, so much hype, so much viral moments. That's how you promote something. And the fact that this multi-million-dollar company that is supposed to do better than YouTubers is doing worse is a shame. And like I said, this event is sounding better than Jake versus Tyron Woodley. It is. I mean, go on Ticketmaster, and the proof is in the pudding. And I think we'll do better pay-per-view buys wise. Although Jake did very low, considering for the Tyron Woodley fight, 450 to 500, or even lower at that, which is closer to the TikTok event than to Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. So that's enough for Jake. Fact. And yeah, I just think this promotion, marketing could have been so much better and so much more. And it's kind of making me uninterested in this fight. Underwhelming experience. And so much potential just wasted. And obviously we're going to see a couple of big viral moments with Tyson and Tommy on fight week and the week before, so there will be some things. But I'm just thinking, like, what if this fight is just not that exciting? Like, if this whole event is underwhelming? And I think YouTube boxing is not what it used to be, and this isn't YouTube boxing as much as it's Jake Paul the show. And I just feel like it's not at the same level as it was back in April, even back for the Town Woodley fight. It's dying out, and this whole marketing is not helping it. Helping it. This whole marketing thing is not helping. So that is my thoughts on the press conference. Not a lot to say. Not a lot to go over. Like the last press conference, hopefully there's something more juicy that comes out in recent days. But besides that, I am gonna get out of here. So like, sub, and comment. Thank you for watching this live stream, but most of you are going to be watching this after the fact, so it doesn't really matter. Peace.